Hey, hey, homegirls, homie mama friends, beautiful sisters. How are you guys doing today? It is Thursday. The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. I am so excited to be here. We have made it to day 3. Woo woo. Day 3 of the Bloom Where You're Planted challenge. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I know I am. I always enjoy supporting my sisters and my homegirls in getting things together because we have been called to do some great things. So we got work to do, and I am so happy to be able to support you as well as you in turn support me so we can do this thing. So today is day 3. Hey. And for those of you that don't know me, if this is your first time here, my name is Mika, and I help moms to busy moms, aunties, let's just say, I help women in positions in mothering positions, in parenting positions, in uh, wife positions, positions. I help them to create peaceful home environments. I help them to support their households where they can confidently and effectively pour into their children. So we work together to alleviate the stress, alleviate the frustration and the overwhelm of our roles and our duties. And I love it here. I feel as if this was like, I know it wasn't no accident. Let's just say that. And it caught me off guard, but I surrendered to the flow, and here we are today. So I hope that it blesses you just as much as it blesses me. Okay. So before we get started, I do want to
And
ask
here we
you,
are
uh-oh,
today.
hold
So
on,
I hope that it
delay.
blesses.
I wanted to ask you, how's your garden, sis? How is your garden? Put it in the chat. How are things going? Let me know. How did your day start today? How was yesterday? What's going and growing well? What are some things that you need to pay more attention to? You still nurturing and watering and things like that. Share that in the chat if you can. Hi, Brittany. Hey, you did make it. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey, Renee. Good afternoon. How are you? How's your garden, ladies? What's going well? What's needing more watering? Um, what are some things that are being pruned? Share that in the chat if you can. What's going well for me? I got some good things going. I've been able to kick it with the kids for spring break. And even while holding myself accountable for showing up here, I'm still showing up for them during their break. So working and still getting it done. Uh, Renee, it was a good start. Then I suddenly got tired, so I took it easy. But meal planning didn't work out, so PB&J it is. I heard that. Um, well, you know, I'm glad you listened to your body and realized that you're tired, and you did something that was a little less stressful. So you came with the PB&J. It's nothing wrong with that. You still eating, right? Um, but praise God that you got off to a good start. And now once you get some rest, you can kind of reset and finish out still feeling good. Hey, Nina. Thank you, Nina, for showing up, sis. We on day three, girl. Day three. God told me to sit down and I didn't listen, so he made me where I had no choice. Yeah, sometimes that happens, sis. Sometimes that happens. But I'm glad that you realized that, you know, and now next time, when he gives you that, you're gonna take a seat. You're gonna have a sit down. So today is a beautiful day, and let's get it going. Let's get started. So today is day three, and it's about nurturing connections, which is mainly about strengthening those family bonds, which is so important. And I talk about that a lot too. I mentioned that I have a newsletter, and I always put like a family bonding activity in the newsletter because it's so important. It's so very important. Um, I did celebrate you guys for showing up. I appreciate it. As I support you, you too are supporting me. So let's clap it up. Let's celebrate. Over the last 2 days, we've claimed calm. So we chose stillness. We were present in mindfulness and expressing gratitude. Yesterday, we cultivated growth, taking those small shifts for personal development. And today, we're going to close out on what truly matters, and that's connection, family bonds. So, of course, I want to give you a quick story because I've learned from, you know, life experiences, and they have been eye-opening and teaching me where I need to nurture and water for growth. So, um, I've realized in the past, and sometimes even still now, I'm better at it. But I will get so caught up in all the things, taking care of the house, taking care of my business, folding clothes, cleaning. I get stuck in the scroll on social media, and my family is around me. I'm replying to them in between all of the things. They're talking to me. I can hear them, but I'm not paying attention. I'm missing like the presence of it, if that makes sense. And it really gets me when I'm so absent-minded and I'm in the scroll or I'm folding, I got a good groove going, knocking out baskets and whatnot, and they are trying to get my attention. And then I snap, what? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm so focused. But it's like, calm down, sis. Be present. It ain't that deep that you got to be that focused in and ignoring your family around you. I do it even to this day, but I catch myself like, girl, get it together. But it's easy to be there and be absent, if that makes sense. So one day we were all in the same area, you know what I'm saying? And everybody's doing their own thing. We're all in the same house, but everybody is into their phones or their games or their computers. And yeah, the house was quiet, you know what I mean? The chaos was non-existent, but we weren't even communicating with each other, you know? Everybody was like consumed in their own thing. So we live together, but do we know each other? For real. I realized I created a space where we're functioning, but are we really flourishing? You know? So it felt like, okay, yeah, it's cool to have everything together. You know what I'm saying? But it's about also being together. This is our house, and we're a family. Let's be more tight as a unit. Congratulations, Renee. You took some time, intentional time to sit with your child. Yes. Yes, bonding. And imagine how that makes him feel too, It's sometimes, it's quality over quantity. It's not even how long you stay there, but what is being done while you're there. He's going to remember that and appreciate that. Um, so presence isn't about having hours of free time. It's about giving your full heart to intentional moments, intentional minutes. So that's a win. That's a win. And I too have to be more intentional. Like we went out yesterday for spring break, went downtown. My kids, they were younger downtown. So this is the first time that they can actually enjoy the experience. And we went downtown and we went to the Field Museum. We went to the planetarium, went to Navy Pier. First of all, it was a long day, baby. Told me up. I was tired. But we went, but I had to keep reminding myself to keep my phone in my pocket. If I take my phone out to take a picture or a video, cool, but don't be scrolling, be present, be there, be intentional, ask questions, point to things that, are worth having a conversation about. And it was fun. They had a great time. They had a really good time, and so did I. And even by the time I got home and thinking back, I'm like, yo, this is something that they're gonna remember. And we were all present in the moment. So being intentional in those moments are A1. Yes, yes. I'm glad you felt like you are a good mom. Go ahead, girl. Yes, Dina, be present. We got to be present. We do. We don't want to miss things that are right in our faces. And it helps us with gratitude. When we're more present, we got so much more to be grateful for. We be like, yeah, this is what's up. I love it here. You know what I'm saying? So it's the small moments that build lasting bonds. So for today's activity, real quick, um, pick one simple, intentional activity you could do with your family. I know we probably, have kids of different ages. So your activities may look a little different from the next person, but share in the chat what you would like to choose as one activity to do with your family this week, next week, but soon. Tonight, if you can, it can be a screen-free dinner. Everybody come to the table for dinner, but nobody can have screens, no phones, no tablets, no iPads, no computers, just us at the table. Take a walk after school, after work, after dinner. We used to do bike rides. We haven't done that in a long time, but that's fun. Sis, you not alone. Get you a girlfriend, nieces and nephews. You not alone, girl. I know it's some kids that love some Nina. Painting together is nice. Painting is very. I had to tell my kids because they like, I don't know how to paint this. I don't know how to draw that. Art is art. It's what you make it to be. So they can paint to their heart's content. You be like, it's still so beautiful. What else? Playing a board game, Uno, Twister. We bust out Uno. We still bust out board games. I bought kids charades, and it's hilarious. So you could try that. Oh, sis, learning how to skate. Yeah, I tried to do skates again, and I'm not gonna give up on it either. Um, but these knees, honey, these knees, we're gonna get them together. But yeah, go skating. Learn how to skate, develop a new skill. It's nothing wrong with that. Watch a movie, and you can theme it, whatever movie you choose. It could be, I don't know, Frozen, and y'all can make ice cream. That's an old movie, but yeah. Sit down, read a verse together, do a chapter. My son is big on the Bible, y'all. I don't know if some of you here have met my son, but that young man is gonna be a prophet, and he likes to read Bible chapters and verses. So we do that together sometimes in the morning before school. I bought some skates, and they sitting at the front door. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. Movie nights on Fridays. Yeah, movie nights are always a win. That never goes out of style. Movie nights are forever a family hit. You get some popcorn, you get some candy. It's gonna always be a hit. So yeah, pick one activity that you guys can do and bond together as a family and take note of the moment. Take a moment to pause and look around. How everybody looking? How are their reactions? How are their faces? How you feel? How they may be feeling? Even ask them how they feel. And really soak in the moment. See, I knew I wasn't the only one. Them skates is something different, honey. Back in the day, yeah, you can get on them things and be gone. No phones. And I really need to work on no phones. I need to work on no phones. I have not seen the new Moana. Hmm. See, that's a good movie choice. So yeah. And for our reflection, so how many of you use journals, use prayer journals? You're getting a journal. Um, Even if it's just like a spiral notebook, you know what I'm saying? And take reflection prompts to be moments of expression, reflection, of course, and actually pour into it. It feels good. It gives you a moment to pause. It gives you a lot to think about. Sometimes you end up getting like something dropped on you that you never even thought about. Yeah, I love to journal too. I might have a surprise for you, Nina, because I know I'll see you soon. Um, but yeah, even if it's just a spiral notebook, get a spiral and write, and then go back after a week or two or three, and you may have something else to add to it, or you may look at it and be like, "Wow, that's how I felt then, and now I feel." You know, journaling is very. It's like it's yes, it's a great release. It's like a form of therapy. It is. Sometimes you don't want to vent out stuff to people, but what's wrong with putting it on paper? You know? And if it's if you're worried about somebody reading it later though, you could rip it up, throw it in the garbage or something like that. But it's a form of therapy and it feels good. It's good to release all of the things that are here. And then when you start to think about things and you put it on paper, you just start flowing. But anyway, I could talk about journals forever. So I say all that to say the reflection for today, how does quality time, even if it's just 10 minutes, how does that create a stronger family vibe in your household? Like, how does that change the dynamic in your home? I'm on a live, sir. Can y'all close the door? Um, Sorry. And what does it feel like when you're with your people? When you're truly with your people, present with your people, how does that feel? Not just there in the room, but actually present and paying attention. Write it in your journal or just sit and think, revisit it later, but actually be present with it and journal that out. How does that feel for you? So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick 3-day lunch challenge. I try to keep them quick, short, straight to the point, not too much where you're overloaded with information, but just enough to get your mind going. I believe this too is a form of therapy. Support, we need to do it more. We need to support each other more. Um, there is therapy in community. So let's do better with supporting another, helping each other through our struggles, overcoming obstacles together. And it just will make our roles better and more meaningful. So you've bloomed, sis, and the blooming don't stop. You've bloomed in this challenge. You slowed down. You've looked inward. You've moved towards aligning with God and His order. And now you can keep growing. You can keep going and continue this. Don't stop. Remember these 3 days. Refer to them as many times as you need to and pass it on. Pass it on to another sister. Hey, I took the time to sit in this challenge and I got this from that. Or what you think about this? Have you tried? Like, let's pass it on. Let's keep it going for others and ourselves. Um, if you are not a part of the Calm Balance Mom membership, I do have a new membership on mamaversity.com. It's a free membership. We can discuss more of these type of things there or even here in the group. But I'm trying to create spaces where you don't have to feel like you're alone. So you can join on mamaversity.com. We talk about peace, priorities, presence, parenting, sisterhood, you know, and making sure that I help you as much as I can, as much as I can. You are not behind, you are not failing, you are blooming, you are blossoming right where you are right now. So I hope to see you guys in the group. Um, I hope that this was great for you. I hope it's something that you really got something out of, and you'll be hearing from me soon. These are going to be quarterly challenges, so I will see you in the next 3 months with a new challenge for 3 days. And that's it, y'all. Have a good day, and thank you for coming. You don't have to wait if you plan on walking through.